Right friends, welcome back to News at a Glance for 15th week. Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Prince William and Kate Middleton are on a tour to India and Bhutan. They visited two countries, and in India they visited Mumbai, Delhi, Taj Mahal, that is Agra, and then Kaziranga National Park. And at the same time they also visited India Gate and placed a wreath at Amar Jawan Jyoti near India Gate. India Gate constructed in memory of the soldiers who lost their lives during the First World War. During the First World War, several Indian soldiers participated on behalf of England, because at that time India was ruled by England, and India Gate was constructed to commemorate the lives lost in First World War. India test-fired indigenously developed surface-to-air Akash missile from Integrated Test Range at Chandipur. This Chandipur is in Odisha, and it targeted unmanned air vehicle Banshee. The strike range of this surface-to-air Akash missile is 25 kilometers and it can carry warhead of 60 kg, and as per the strike range, it is classified as medium range surface-to-air anti-aircraft defense system, and this was developed by DRDO. The count of wild tigers has gone up for the first time in more than a century, and the count is now 3,890. In 2010, they were estimated to be around 3,200. So, there is an increase of around 22% in 5 years. And this is the first time since 1900 the tiger count is increasing. And in the year 1900, if you go back 116 years back, there were 1 lakh tigers in the world, and at present they are 3,890. But the saving grace is they increased by 22% when you compare the figures around 5 to 6 years ago. And India accounts for around 60% of the tiger population, that is 60% of global tiger population. And India is also happy because in comparison to the figures of 2010, India's tiger population also increased substantially, and the goal is to double the tiger population by the year 2022, when China observes Chinese Year of Tiger. And after India, if you look at the tiger population, the second place is with Russia with 433 tigers, Indonesia 371, and Malaysia 250. So, India accounts for 60%, around 60% you can say, followed by Russia, Indonesia and Malaysia. NIT Srinagar is into the news recently because of unfortunate incident of tussle between local and non-local students subsequent to a cricket match. The Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir is Mehbooba Mufti, who was sworn in recently. She is the 13th Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir and the first woman Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. G7 countries issued Hiroshima Declaration. G7 countries are advanced economies, and they issued Hiroshima Declaration. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, these two places are in Japan, which were badly devastated due to the atom bombs in the year 1945, and subsequently Second World War was culminated. And now the goal is a world without nuclear weapons, that is as per Hiroshima Declaration, and this assumed a lot of significance in view of the recent provocation by North Korea several times. And recently North Korea also tested intercontinental ballistic missile, and the frequent provocation by North Korea is the most worrying trend today. IIT Kharagpur won the National Intellectual Property Award in the category of academic institutions, and it carries a cash prize of rupees 1 lakh, and at the same time you should not forget we celebrate World Intellectual Property Day on 26th April. For intellectual property, that means for patents, copyrights, or you can say designs, trademarks, geographical indications. The body which looks after these things in our country is Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademarks, which is under the Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, Ministry of Commerce Industry. If someone talks about patents or copyrights, the nodal agency in our country is CGP DTM, which is under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And world body, World Intellectual Property Organization, or WIPO, is situated in Geneva. Chinese researchers have developed a graphene based solar cell. This solar cell is graphene based. Graphene is a material, two-dimensional form of carbon, and here the atoms are bonded into a honeycomb arrangement, and it can generate electricity even during rains also. And this graphene based solar cell is developed by Chinese researchers, don't forget. Haryana government renamed Gurgaon as Gurugram, and this was done taking a reference from mythology. And as per the mythology, Gurgaon is said to have been the ancestral village of Guru Dronacharya, and the renaming of world famous Gurgaon as Gurugram has got its own critics. Some people commented this. Look into the next one. For the first time, United Nations observed 125th birth anniversary of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. This was observed on April 13th in United Nations headquarters in New York, and Permanent Mission of India to the United Nations in association with Kalpana Saroj Foundation and Foundation for Human Horizon held this ceremony, and a panel discussion was also held on the topic combating inequalities. And at the same time, you should not forget that as per item number 10 of Sustainable Development Goals, there are 17 sustainable development goals of United Nations which are to be ensured by 2030, and out of these 17 sustainable development goals, sustainable development goal number 10 talks about reducing inequalities. So remembering Dr. B.R. Ambedkar assumed a lot of significance in view of goal number 10 of sustainable development goals of United Nations. Every year, we celebrate 12th April as the International Day of Human Space Flight. And at the same time, Russia and some other countries of former USSR bloc, USSR was disintegrated and several countries were formed in early 1990s. And Russia is the predominant country formed after the disintegration of USSR. And several USSR bloc countries along with Russia celebrate this day as Cosmonauts Day. What is the significance? On 12th April in 1961, Yuri Gagarin, a USSR cosmonaut, undertook first human space flight, and it marked the beginning of space exploration for the first time. So to commemorate that, on 12th April we celebrate it as International Day of Human Space Flight. Look into the next one. President of Maldives, Abdullah Amin, visited India. Altogether 6 agreements were signed, and the most important feature is Maldives' shift in recent times towards China, and it is not palatable for India. And the agreements signed include the fields of defense, space, etc. Bombay High Court ordered the Board of Control for Cricket in India for shifting T20 matches from Maharashtra from 30th April. Because Maharashtra is reeling under severe water crisis, especially Marathwada region. Under these circumstances, Bombay High Court stated that no cricket matches will be held because of the reason it requires a lot of water. When common man is suffering because of water, then there is no point in conducting these matches. That is the viewpoint of Bombay High Court, and with this 13 matches are required to be shifted, including the final at Mumbai. And originally Mumbai, Pune and Nagpur, at these three places these matches are to be held, and these will be shifted based on Bombay High Court order. ENAM, Online National Agriculture Market. This was inaugurated by the Prime Minister in New Delhi. This online national agriculture market will facilitate selling of the product by the farmers at most competitive prices, and they will have liberty to sell to anyone across the country. And this was started as a pilot project by the Prime Minister, and initially farmers in 8 states can sell 25 commodities in 21 wholesale mandis, and there are at present 585 mandis in the country, and all these 585 mandis will be brought under National Agriculture Market Framework by 2018. That is the goal of the central government. The first 3-day BRICS Friendship Cities Conclave. What is the purpose of this BRICS Friendship Cities Conclave? The purpose is to know about each other's strengths and share their expertise on urban issues. And this was held in Mumbai. This is the first ever BRICS Friendship Cities Conclave. Nepal Supreme Court got its first female Chief Justice when Sushila Kadki was appointed. And when you look at Nepal, certain things, please do not forget. Nepal's civil war was ended in 2006. 239-year-old feudal monarchy, it was a Hindu kingdom, that was ended in 2008. Subsequently, after years of deliberations, the new constitution was adopted by Nepal in the year 2015, specifically on September 20, 2015. And subsequently, all of you are well aware about Madhesi agitation, because Madhesis are not satisfied with the constitution. Bill Gates stated that polio will be wiped out by 2017. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is behind eradicating polio, and at present there are only 2 countries where polio is endemic. If someone asks, name the 2 countries where polio is endemic, you should not forget our neighboring countries. One is Pakistan and the other one is Afghanistan, because proper vaccination is not being taking place in some parts of these 2 countries because they are insurgency affected. And discrimination towards a girl child in certain parts of these 2 countries is also another reason why polio is not wiped out till date in these 2 countries. And however, the countries like South Sudan, Syria are also vulnerable because of the ground reality in these countries. And polio affects muscle damage. It is a viral disease. First Maritime India Summit 2016 was held in Mumbai, and the main purpose is to showcase India's potential and to showcase business opportunities in modernization of ports, new ports development, coastal shipping, then development of inland waterways and port-led industrialization. Right, Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan. This is to make the country disabled friendly. This aim of this Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan is to integrate persons with disabilities into society and lead a normal life. If someone asks about Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan, this is Accessible India campaign if you want it in English, and Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment looking after this Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan. And if you look at the minister, he is Tawar Chand Gehlot. Look into the next one. Remains of crew members from a B-24 bomber that crashed during World War II was sent to United States of America. The remains of that B-24 bomber that B-24 bomber was on supply run from India to China when Second World War was going on in the year 1944, when it was flying over Himalayas, it went missing, and the remains of this aircraft sent to United States of America, and this is the first repatriation of World War II era remains from India. In order to effectively curb the menace of human trafficking, Union Cabinet gave approval for signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between India and United Arab Emirates, and this will increase bilateral cooperation on issues of human trafficking, especially women and children. Trafficking is taking place, especially women and children, to several Gulf countries, and hopefully this will curb the human trafficking taking place to United Arab Emirates. Look into the next one, sesquicentennial celebrations. You may ask, what is meant by sesquicentennial celebrations? Sesquicentennial celebrations are basically celebrated after 150 years. Right? Centenary celebrations are after 100 years, and sesquicentennial celebrations are after 150 years. The sesquicentennial celebrations of Allahabad High Court were held recently, and this High Court was first established at Agra in 1866 and shifted to Allahabad in 1869. And at the same time, recently we celebrated centenary celebrations of Patna High Court. That also please keep in mind. Retail inflation. This retail inflation, if someone says it is based on consumer price index, so consumer price index based inflation slowed down to 4.83% in March. This is the lowest during the past 6 months. And who releases consumer price index? Central Statistics Office releases consumer price index, whereas wholesale price index is released by Office of the Economic Advisor. So this difference you should remember. Famous Dogri poetess and novelist Padma Sachdev was conferred with prestigious Saraswati Samman Award for the year 2015, and this Saraswati Samman was established in 1991 by KK Birla Foundation, and it carries a cash prize of Rs 15 lakhs, and the first recipient of this Saraswati Samman Award was Harivansh Rai Bachchan, and Padma Sachdev has been chosen for her autobiography Chit Chat, written in Dogri language and published in 2007. If someone asks about Padma Sachdev, she got Saraswati Samman and famous Dogri poetess. Maharashtra became the first state in the country when its legislature unanimously passed Maharashtra Prohibition of People from Social Boycott to end the menace of social boycott. This bill of Maharashtra Prohibition of People from Social Boycott, Bill 2016, that is Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Bill 2016, was passed by Maharashtra Assembly, and this is the first state in the country. And social boycott in the name of religion, in the name of caste, if somebody is boycotted, then the persons indulging in boycott would face imprisonment up to 3 years and a fine of Rs 1 lakh, and Maharashtra is the first state to pass this legislation. On 125th birth anniversary of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, on 14th April, the Prime Minister launched Gram Uday Se Bharat Uday Abhiyan. This was launched on 14th and concluded on 24th when we celebrate Panchayat Raj Day. And this was launched at Maho, the birthplace of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Basic purpose of this Gram Uday Se Bharat Uday Abhiyan is to strengthen villages and to ensure social harmony in villages, and the Prime Minister concluded this Gram Uday Se Bharat Uday Abhiyan on Panchayati Raj Day, that is 24th April, by addressing selected group of Panchayati representatives at Jamshedpur in Jharkhand. And when you look at Ambedkar, don't forget 5 places. The birthplace of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is Maho, that is in Madhya Pradesh, and London. This is the memorial in London, and Maharashtra government recently purchased this building in London when Dr. B.R. Ambedkar stayed in this place in London while studying in United Kingdom, right. Then third is the Diksha Bhumi in Nagpur. This is the place where Dr. B.R. Ambedkar embraced Buddhism. Then fourth one is Mahaparinirvan Sthal in Delhi. National Memorial is coming up here. This is 26 Alipur Road, where Dr. B.R. Ambedkar stayed during his last days. And Chaitya Bhumi, this is situated in Mumbai. This is the place where the mortal remains of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar were laid to rest. So, these 5 places are prominent places when you look at Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and on April 14 this year, we celebrated 125th birth anniversary of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. K4, a nuclear capable submarine launched ballistic missile, was test fired from undisclosed location of Bay of Bengal. This is a nuclear capable submarine launched ballistic missile, and it can carry nuclear warhead as well as conventional warhead. Its range is 3500 kilometers, and this is developed by DRDO for Arihant class submarines. Fastest supercomputer among all the National Institutes of Technology, that is Param Kanchanjunga, was unveiled at NIT Sikkim, and this was developed jointly by CDAC Pune and NIT Sikkim. You may ask, what is CDAC? CDAC is Center for Development of Advanced Computing. As per Dell rankings of future ready cities, Delhi ranked 44th among world's 50 evaluated cities. Recently, Dell evaluated future ready cities. Out of 50 cities, Delhi stood at 44th place, and the cities which took top positions are San Jose, San Francisco. These 2 are United States of America, followed by Singapore, London, Washington DC. Free internet service through Wi-Fi at railway stations is extended to 10 more stations, and Google partnered with RailTel. RailTel is the arm of Indian Railways, and first Wi-Fi service was started in Mumbai Central Station, and subsequently these are being extended, and the program is to cover 400 stations, out of which 100 will be covered by the end of 2016. Co-founder of Hero Group, Sachanand Munjal, passed away at Ludhiana, Punjab. He was 99-year-old. He is also known for several philanthropic activities, including several educational institutions. USA appointed 10 members for Commission on Enhancing National Cyber Security. Ensuring cyber security is the biggest problem the world is facing today, and USA appointed 10 members for Commission on Enhancing National Cyber Security, and one of the members is Indian American Ajay Banga. Ajay Banga is President and CEO of MasterCard, and he is alumni of IIM Ahmedabad. Several Indians are holding important positions abroad. Union Cabinet gave approval for adaptation of South Asia Wildlife Enforcement Network. If someone asks about SAWEN, it is the South Asia Wildlife Enforcement Network, and this is a regional intergovernmental wildlife law enforcement, and basically it is to devise uniform policies across South Asia for protecting various types of flora and fauna, plant life as well as animal life. If someone talks about the flora and fauna, basically you should understand it is varieties of plant life, not only plant life but also animal life. Right friends, with this let us conclude the news at a glance. Do join for other modules. Have a nice day. Thank you.